when Carrie Evans, my co-founder, and I first met at a friend's birthday party more than 17, yes, it's 17, not 15, but 17 is a weird anniversary. 17 years ago, we had absolutely no idea that our chance meeting would result in the creation of E4FC and now Immigrants Rising. We had no idea that eventually we, Immigrants Rising, all of us, would raise over $40 million, give out nearly $18 million in grants to undocumented individuals and institutions, serve in just a single year over 3,000 people with education, entrepreneurship, career, legal, and mental health programs, or reach, also in a single year, over 750,000 people with our resources. But Carrie and I did know within barely a minute of meeting each other that we were both concerned about what was happening, or more accurately, what was not happening with undocumented students. We had both seen, Carrie as a college counselor and I as an educator, the pain and disappointment of undocumented students who wanted to go to college and yet were excluded from government financial aid, loans, and private scholarships. And we saw in each other an impatience for something to be done, an unwillingness to stand on the sidelines and simply tell undocumented students they had to wait. So here's a few important lessons I've learned from my 17-year odyssey with Immigrants Rising. One, incredible things can get started when you surround yourself with other incredible people, even just one person, of shared values, concerns, and convictions. And two, sometimes, maybe even all the time, you won't have an exact idea or plan for what's going to happen. No matter how much strategic planning, thank you, Susan, you do, no matter how detailed your work plans may be, you can't always imagine how great an organization will be or how powerful the people you'll be able to bring together. Sometimes you won't even know what you want to do with your own life. You won't even know your own mission or calling. I certainly didn't know that I would be the ED of Immigrants Rising, certainly not for 17 years. And actually, in 2006, the year that Carrie and I started E4FC, the focus of my life and my husband Shell's life was to start a family. Eventually, that did happen. Our beautiful, fierce, extraordinary daughter, Anna, the best thing that has ever happened to me eventually came into this world. And my life has not and will not ever be the same. But it took over 5 years. And it was in those years that what I wanted so much wasn't happening. When my future felt so uncertain and my life felt so in limbo that this young organization was able to blossom. It was in those 5 years that we were able to start a staff, launch our programs, build our reputation and donor base, and create the core of this strong, vibrant community that has continued to grow and grow and grow. And now, almost 12 years later, it's clear to me that if Anna had been born, if Shell and I had been able to start a biological family when we'd wanted to, then I probably wouldn't have had the time or space in my life to help nurture this organization, this family into being. I wouldn't have been able to be a part of all of this. So here's another lesson. Sometimes not getting what you want, at least not right away, enables you to discover something else you really want, or to discover something else you really need. So yes, hold tight to those dreams. Keep your ambitions set on that degree or that career or business idea. Believe what you want will come true. But don't hold on so tight that you're not able to plant more seeds, that you don't allow the seeds that you've already planted, maybe even without knowing, to begin to bloom. And don't forget to seize and soak in the amazing opportunities and extraordinary people who are already right in front of you, right here and right now. I said before that it was concern that led Carrie and me to found this organization. Concern that undocumented students didn't have the same opportunities as others. Concern that so many people, well-meaning people, were content to do nothing and just tell undocumented students to wait. And yes, it was concern, deep concern, that brought us here, but concern isn't what has kept me here for the past 17 years. So what has kept me here? Pride, a lot of pride. Pride to be part of this community of such steadfast purpose and values. Pride to be surrounded by people like Gisela and Chris and Charlene and Danny and Luis and Adana and Estefania. People of talent and perseverance who knock on and push open door after door after door, not to just walk through, but to hold open those doors for others to follow in their footsteps. Pride to be held and lifted up every day by people who have learned to harness their fears, to live courageously in spite of, and maybe even because of their fears. Pride to be surrounded by people who have been able to achieve incredible things that no one else, maybe even me, ever thought was possible, yet who refuse to be defined only by those achievements, who keep alive a sense of who they want to be and what stories they want to tell about themselves. So, as you've already heard, I'm stepping down from my ED position at the end of this month. And in these last precious days of being in this role, I've been thinking a lot about something I heard at an event recently from Valeria Avila, a former member of our outreach team. She was asked to reflect on how Immigrants Rising had impacted her leadership development. And Valeria had this to say: "It wasn't until I was leading presentations and seeing firsthand the hope that I was able to give to others that I started to feel that hope in myself." So thanks to all of you for enabling me to feel a sense of hope in the future, in this country, in you, and yes, also in myself. Thank you for giving me the space to grow and take risks, to find my voice and tell my story, and to make many, many mistakes. And thanks for allowing me to be part of this organization, Immigrants Rising, which is far bigger, bolder, and more beautiful than anything I could ever have imagined or planned for. Thank you for creating this home with me.